y'all, it's Silver. Welcome back to We're Doing Whip and Chats again. It's been so long since I did any kind of whip and chat, so I'm probably going to be a little bit nattery. If you've been watching throughout the course of the summer, I have been doing stash vlogs, so I'm not out of practice about talking about stuff that I'm working on throughout the course of the day, but yeah. We're replacing ABs, and I did get a new pen that does have a little pointer at the end, so that way I don't have to worry about the ABs getting too stuck to the pen and worrying about the wax going crazy onto it or sticking onto it. Oh, hey, look, there's a one that does not belong, because of course there is. How have you all been doing? I've been doing a lot of like background work, but not too much. I did take a couple months break from pretty much everything because, mental health is important. You need to take care of yourself. You can't, possibly live in this world unless you know exactly what has been bothering you. Need to take breaks and things like that. So I went ahead and I did that. So I've been only doing one stream a month on Twitch, but then I've been spending a lot of time not thinking of other things I need to do. I've been doing a lot of plotting and planning for stuff for the rest of the year, so you're going to see a few more videos going up than normal up until about December. And then it's probably going to be mostly all about the Vlogmas stuff, because that's how I roll. Toward the end of the year, yeah. Let's see. It has been pretty interesting. Let's see. MTI is planning on doing a road race soon-ish, and he's also working toward the big 20 goals or whatever, like he did the last time, except he's not participating as a player, but he's actually going to be doing some commentary for the first like 10 games or so. So that'll be interesting. It's gonna be him doing a lot of knitter and chitting and chatting, I guess you can say, which he's not known for, except when he's streaming. So that'll be fun. He's learning the games at a bare minimum, I guess, to make sure he can talk about it, which is cool. Like I said, I've been working on a lot of things behind the scenes, which I can't really talk about right now, because then that would give away the surprise. Let's see. This weekend, we are going over to see MTI's grandfather, because he's not been really doing so great, so, like, we're just going to have dinner with him. That also means that this weekend's, I guess, background work needs to be delayed a little bit, which I don't mind so much, just to get it, done and all that. Not to get it done, but just to be able to see him for a while. It has been a while since we've seen him. But I am going to be recording a full-on podcast episode, which you would have seen. It's actually going to premiere before this video, but I needed to give myself a little bit of extra time to go ahead and edit things. I've noticed that if I am in a rush to edit things like I was for the stash vlogs, or for what do you call it, the Vlogmas and Vlogtober, I know those are very like quick turnarounds in terms of editing videos. So I'm going to try to take my time and get better quality out videos for you, especially for the whip and chats and for the what do you call it, and for the main episodes that will come out once a month still. I know that this particular episode that is premiering yesterday, as of the day that this is going live, you'll have noticed it's a long episode. I can already tell, based on my notes. My notes are like, I want to say they're like 5 or 6 pages long, and that's just not including any details. That's including what I've been working on since the last quote unquote episode that I put together back in March. Was it March, early April? I don't even remember anymore. That should tell you. It has been a very long summer, I feel like. Today is the last day of Stash Dash, so I do have to remember after I record this to go ahead and make sure I get all of my uh, finished objects for Stash Dash into the forum at the for the Knit Girls. So I need to get that done. I was going to do that before I did the whip and chat, but you know what? I really felt like putting some diamonds down. There's been a lot of work I've been doing this week in the back end, and trying to like balance it all has been interesting. Yours truly decided to, not really decided, but like it worked out not to my advantage that all of the background stuff for the podcast that you normally see didn't get done until like this past week, or weekend rather. So yeah. You can tell in my voice I'm a little bit stressy about everything that needs to get done, but that's fine. It is what it is. There is sometimes where my mental health says, no, like my brain is just like, yeah, no, we don't feel like working today. Why are we working? And I have been in that mindset and mood for like, I'd say almost 2 months. So when I started getting stuff done, MTI just goes, and bless his heart, he goes, oh, you're actually doing stuff. And I was like, you want to run that by me again? He goes, well, I mean, you've been complaining that you don't, you haven't been getting stuff done like you wanted. Well, like, you're finally getting stuff done, so let's celebrate that. And I'm like, okay, good point. Good, fair point, The boy knows when to try to, like, clown around and make me happy. So, like, and not, like, necessarily make me happy, but, like, knows when to push the buttons and when not to push the buttons, like any good partner does. Just knows when to pull you out of your own like weird mindset. So yeah, he's a keeper. This one keeps running away. So I have done all 3 of the ABs. I don't even know what else is going on in my life that I want to talk about, to be honest. A lot of it's just hiding from my weird feelings. Okay, I have a few of these. All right. I am working on a painting called The Falling Hour. I never mentioned it, by Deborah Malcolm. I'm actually using one of my pens that I got from Diamond Art Club back in a little while. I also tend to multi-place whenever I can. So placing one diamond at a time with the ABs has been, to say the very least, a little bit of practice. I'm not like a professional quote unquote professional when it comes to placing the multi places, but it actually makes everything go faster. So I just keep on practicing, keep on placing. You know how that goes. Let's see. Oh yeah, with Stash Dash, I started sort of talking about it, but like it's been on the go for a while, and I felt like I've been pulling teeth trying to get to my goal. I ended up having to pull out one of my older whips just to be able to get to the 15K that I was wanting to do for the year. And I barely just got over it, I would say, on Tuesday, and then I was like, okay, need a break. Need a break from all the stress that I put myself under to get that goal, which isn't really the point of Stash Dash. It's meant to be you fight against your own self when it comes to yardage and meterage and whatever, and if you don't get there, it's supposed to be fun. Well, over the past couple years, I've noticed that I put more pressure on myself when it comes to Stash Dash. Like, I will try to do a lot of like pre-planning as much as I can. So I'm like, okay, I know I need to get to X amount of yardage and whatever to get the 15K meters. I do that, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I get to the pre-planning stage, and then once I'm like, okay, I have a sort of a game plan. That way I can kind of get to a certain stopping point on every project, so it's less that I have to do during the actual event, and it's less stress on me. This year, suffice it to say, that game plan didn't really happen until like the week before. I did start holding things back in the month of March, I want to say, to that goal, to try to like, hey, let's figure out what goals I want to do. That didn't come until the very end, but I did have the couple of socks, a couple shawls, so I made a good showing for the first couple days when I was finishing things like crazy, and then like I would finish maybe one thing a month, I think, after that until the last couple weeks, and then it was a struggle to get everything up and going, and yeah. So I'm going to talk about this more, I think, in the episode for that, would have gone up on Monday, but I just want to let you all know that's part of why the whip and chats didn't happen during the summer, because I knew that a lot of my attention would be spent toward getting the stash vlogs up and getting all the stash dash stuff like kind of taken care of, and I didn't want that to be my primary focus when I wanted these whip and chats to be all about the diamond painting. There was a time I think where I didn't diamond paint for like maybe a week, which is very unlike me if you know me from my streams. It's part of why I felt like I needed to drop off the map when it comes to streams and things this summer. Like I said, it's been a rough summer. Most people go through like their depressive episodes in the middle of the winter when it's the darkest. Me, no, it's when it's the lightest, or most of the time. I would say I think the month of July is probably my worst. So if I disappear during the month of July from now on, y'all know why. Mostly just to kind of get my spoons back and relax a little bit and kind of do my thing, I guess you could say. It's a part of why you see a lot of the diamond painting I've been doing recently, especially if you look in Diamond Painters Anonymous on our Discord board, which I'll link, by the way, to this video. I have tended to do the 30 by 40s because they go like that. The larger paintings I'm literally now just getting myself back into. So this one is a little bit slow going for that reason. But if you can see, the video is, not the video, but the camera is not at an angle. It's actually the painting. It's the first time I'm using this little, what do you call it, an easel type light board. So if I look a little awkward placing diamonds, you know why too. That is another thing I've been trying, is to not reach over the painting too much, because a lot of my stress with working on the larger diamond paintings was because I couldn't be working on it for too long because my back would bother me. And seeing as I am now 39 years old, I do have to start listening to my body more about not pushing it. So that is another lesson I've learned. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm wiser, but I'm learning more lessons. As you do. Let's see. My cousin does a lot of streaming now, so I've been watching a lot of her streams. My nephew, God, I don't think I've seen my nephew in like a month. Maybe that's part of what's going on with me. I need to make sure I go and talk to him a little bit, right? He's growing up so fast. I'm trying to think what else has been going on this summer besides that. Nope, not too much. Like I said, it's been a very quiet summer. I've been trying to mostly hide from the elements and hide from everything, to be honest, and just deal with it. I think I'm going to spend the rest of today and a little bit of inside baseball. I'm actually recording this on Thursday, so I'm actually working on a schedule that works. Not really a schedule, but like trying to pre-record and like take my time editing, like I mentioned before. This, like I said, this one does not go up until Tuesdays, which, so probably won't be the case from now on. But today I wanted to spend some time chatting and hanging out with y'all before things got a little bit too busy this weekend. But next weekend I'm hoping should be a little bit easier. I know we're planning on doing something for my mom and my dad's birthdays. Not this coming Sunday, but next Sunday after that. So I may be recording the next week's whip and chat early, but who knows? We'll see when we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, while I was on my hiatus, I've been watching a lot of like Stargate and a lot of different like TV shows and movies that kind of tickle my fancy. And I've been watching a lot of, believe it or not, I've been watching a lot of like home maintenance, like i.e. the like lawn mowing and power washing people that are on YouTube. I've just been watching them like crazy because I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't feel like doing any kind of chores or, you know, productive activities today. Let's watch all of them do it, and maybe I'll feel a little bit more accomplished. Show hands down in the comments below if you also get in that like place where you don't feel like doing anything but you know you should in terms of like cleaning up house and whatnot. Just let me know. I'm not alone. I normally just do it and say whatever, like my body is telling me I need to do it because it's bothering the ever living bleep out of me. But I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, a part of a lot of why I've been hiding is I don't feel like I have enough to talk about when it comes to my own life. And so hence why streaming has been quiet as of late for me. I'm like, I don't really feel like talking about my feelings today. But I should. I'm a little bit of everywhere, to be honest. I think I'm going to finish up this color and then we will call it good for this week. A lot of crafty natter today, I guess. I'll be showing off at the very end of this video. I think what I'm going to do too is, since it is a little bit on the shorter side versus my usual whip-in chats, I'm actually going to put a little bit of a slideshow at the very end here with all of the projects that I've finished since the last time we did a whip-in chat. I think just to kind of get us back in the habit of doing these. And then after that, well, after I finish the video, I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to go ahead and record the rest of this piece for a time lapse. So you'll be seeing that hopefully in the new year. Yeah, like I said, a lot of plotting and planning. All right, y'all. Hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.